I got myself a Windows computer. Yep, it arrived just the other day here in the box, and it's nothing fancy. It's not a powerhouse. It's just something that I thought would be good for me to have. Here was a Windows computer so that I have a way of testing things that get sent to me and require a Windows computer. So I wanted something simple, inexpensive. I didn't want to invest again in another laptop because you pay more for a laptop, of course, and I didn't need a laptop because I have this laptop right here, which I use all the time. So I wanted something inexpensive, something that wouldn't take up a lot of desk space. This is kind of what I ended up with, and this is the BMAX B1 mini PC. We'll go over the specs, we'll take a look at what comes in the box, and we'll fire it up just to see how it performs, and that's coming up. Alright guys, Windows PC. Look at me running a Windows PC. Never thought I'd do that again, but it's happening. So here it is on a Banggood site. This is what I got. Look at how cheap this is. 119 bucks US. So mini PC, Intel Celeron N3060 dual core 1.6 gigahertz up to 2.4 gigahertz. That's with boosting up, I guess. 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs solid state, I believe that's inside it. Intel HD graphics, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 12 volt, 2 amp, HD VGA. You can get it with either a UK plug, US plug, or a European plug. I'm hoping the right plug is in this. Now, when you look at this, just so you can see, look how small this is when they put it up against an actual monitor. Like, it's tiny. It's not much bigger than like your smartphone. It's probably the same kind of size as you would see most like little Android TV boxes and things like that. So that's kind of cool. Now what is cool is it has an M2 slot, which means you do have a little bit of like solid state upgradability if you so choose, but I don't know if there's much else that you can upgrade. Be cool if you could upgrade RAM, but again, I'm not 100% sure. Look at this, compact desktop computing, sure, fast, powerful. It has performance to power your workday. Now they do say workday. I want you guys to realize that's kind of me. It's not like your gaming experience, right? Cool, quiet work environment, office, commercial, factory, family entertainment. Again, they don't show gaming, which is good because that would kind of be like, no, that's not it at all. Various compatible devices. I'm gonna put a link to this stuff down below. You can kind of go through it and take a look. But it should have enough power. It even says it has enough power to support 2 monitors, which is awesome. And there's your M2 SSD slot. So if you'd like to, looks like right on the bottom, you can pop in an extra solid state if you so choose. And we'll go over the ports, stuff like that. Yeah, let's take a look. Here it is. I do hope, and I don't know, expandability for memory. I don't know. Something that I'll possibly look at later. Here's the box. BMAX, right here. Mini PC, B1. Celeron 3060 processor. Probably not for everybody, especially if it's your one and only computer. This is my one and only Windows computer, but again, not my one and only computer. One more little seal there. Here we go. So this is a little card that comes in about feedback, so you can actually email them, support@bmax.com. There's even a phone number if you'd like to share your experience or share your feedback with them. Cool. We're gonna throw that over there. Is this it? Well, we'll just hold on. We'll just move this out of the way first, because I think that's the computer side. First off, what comes in here? Let's just pop this stuff out. I don't think there's much. That's it. All right, we're gonna pop this box out of the way. So this is power adapter. Now I did get the US North American one, so that's fantastic. What is this little bracket for? Maybe this is probably just a bracket, so if you want to mount it on the wall or something like that, because they do talk about it being like an entertainment setup as well. So if you want to possibly, that's my guess. That and the manual looks like a decent sized manual, but it's a Windows computer. What more do you need to know? Only other thing you get in here, there's your power. You get a little HDMI cable. So we're not even gonna crack that one open because I have one that's already open. So might as well use one that's already open. And last but not least, yeah, see, this is, should have brought a scale up because this thing weighs nothing. There it is. Look at that. There's the little slot, so you can pop that off. That's where you can put that an SD inside if you so choose. And there's that little bracket mount right here. So again, yeah, it looks like it's for if you want to mount it up on the wall. BMAX, there it is, BMAX. Here's our power. Actually, let's look at the ports on the back real fast. Ports on the back. So we have a speaker headphone, Ethernet, HDMI, 2 USBs. We have our power adapter. We have our power button. On the side, we have 2 more USBs. These look like they may be USB possibly 2s on this side, USB 3s on this side. Micro SD card slot over here, and a VGA. Well, you know, again, this for office. A lot of offices are still rocking VGA projectors and things like that, monitors, so that could be super useful. We're gonna plug this in right now, and because this is gonna be super portable, I thought I brought up a portable monitor, which is super cool, a little tiny one. I'm gonna put a link up here if you guys are interested in it. I'm gonna connect this all to it, then we're going to come back, we're gonna boot it up, and we're gonna see what the first boot is like, and the connectivity and what it looks like. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, so hopefully you can see it. I got my monitor hooked up here, just my little portable monitor. I got my computer right here, which is fantastic. I think it's all in the shot, right? Looks like it's in there. I don't want to bring that camera over too much. Maybe move this a tad bit. There we go. And let's see if we can turn this on. Ready? And power. Fans kicking in. That's good. BMAX. BMAX. Nice. We'll see how long this part takes. I have to say, this little Blitzwolf screen that I'm working on right now, super crispy. It's so nice, such a nice little display. Perfect for this little setup. This is almost completely portable. You could be moving this around in a little backpack or briefcase, no worries. All right, so from start to here, just over a minute and a half. Okay, mouse is connected, which is excellent. Let's get that. English shirt. Yep. Region am I in? I'm in Canada, so let's just find that here. Yeah. Let's connect to a network. Okay, so first off, will it see? It sees my 5G one, so let's try that one. My Bluetooth keyboard connected, nice and easy. Let's see. And it looks like it's connecting to a 5G network. That's also really good. Connected. Cool. Important setup. All right, so we're gonna see how long this part takes. I'll let you know once it's finished. Hi. So at this point, it's doing a lot of work. So up to here, a lot of just question and answers. Took me approximately 3.5 minutes to do all that. We shall see how long it would take you. It's really a matter of how comfortable you are answering these questions and how fast you can click and choose and answer the questions. But now, this is Windows preparing itself. So we'll see how long this part takes. All right, that wasn't bad. That was just about 2.5, 3 minutes. All right, get app certified by Microsoft. So many possibilities. Works on 2 apps, sure. View tips. And it could very well be 2. Like that little SSD in there is probably just doing its job, right? It's only 64 gigs, so not a lot of storage, but pop that down. Everything looks good. You know, within that amount of time, totally usable. Yeah, see, look at that. 37 gigs out of the 60 is free. So it uses 23 and change gigs out of the 64. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to get either an external solid state or external hard drive to plug in here to be able to run our stuff off. But other than that, actually really good. I'm gonna do this real fast because I, again, like Mac stuff. So I'm gonna put on here iCloud for Windows, which I've never actually used, and I'm gonna make sure iTunes is on here as well. You know, it looks like my internet should be working decent. It's nice and fast. You guys don't need to hang out much here, but I just want to get this going. iTunes will also get going on here just to make sure. I should really wait for one thing to finish before another one. Again, only 4 gigs of RAM, which I'm surprised actually that it's running what it is. So audio works good, Bluetooth works good, Wi-Fi works good, hard drive speed works good, HDMI is working fine. You know, no complaints. Audio is good. You hear the little bells and whistles. I want to get iTunes down here so I can see if a video will play, so we'll find that out. And I'm gonna lastly actually install something like Geekbench to see how fast that goes. So you guys don't need to hang out while I do this. I'll be right back once that's all installed. Okay, so it's been about 2.5 hours and I'm tired of waiting. This has been doing 42 updates for security and an accumulative update and all kinds of stuff, and I got about 75% of the way done, and I'm like, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm gonna just restart it and get on my way. So just be aware, if you're going to do your updates, which you should, especially on the Windows platform, definitely do your updates. Just be aware that this is possibly an overnight thing. If you're going to start it, just let her go. Anyways, we're back here on the system. It's rebooted. All the updates have been done. So we're going to test a few things. I've downloaded a couple benchmark programs, Geekbench, just to see if it'll actually fire up. One that'll check the hard drive speed, and iTunes. So iTunes, I really just wanted to see if it could play videos properly. So first off, we're going to open up iTunes here. So iTunes should be on the side here. I've entered all my information, so I should be logged in, no problem. Let this just start up. You will notice it does take a little bit of time to start. And again, I'm not familiar with running Windows, so I think that it is what it is. We'll just pick a movie here that we can play. So the one thing that we've done is we've switched the quality down to 720p right now, just because we think 1080 may be a little hard on it. So it looks great, of course, which is always good. Come down here to play, see if that starts up. We'll try it on 720. So we are noticing right here a hang. Now I don't know if that is internet. My feeling is it probably is, so I think I might need to get this to buffer a bit. So if I pause this just to see if we can get it to buffer a bit, we'll give it a minute just to see. Because again, I don't know if there's a way to go into iTunes or anything on here to get it to buffer longer, if that makes sense. Get a bigger buffer before it starts trying to play. We'll see if that helps. Because it seems smooth once it has its data. So I'd say processor wise, it has no problem keeping up with the footage. And as long as your internet is fast enough, I think you should be okay. And that, again, if you look right here under movie, we have that set. Oh, that one was in 1080. So actually, let's bring that to 720 and see if that helps. So that was 1080. So that's better. Oh, see, I thought you could just set it as a whole, but this is, you set it per movie. So I'm going to set this 720. Yeah, you can see that's a little softer now, right? Yeah, there it goes. But I do think, again, we need to just kind of let it buffer a bit. You can see I'm clicking and there's a little bit of pause there for it to actually register what I'm doing, because I'm thinking this is a lot of work. Again, for a little tiny Celeron processor and only 4 gigs of RAM. So we'll give it a little hold right now. Now this is 720p footage, just so that you're aware, and we'll give it a click. See that pause? Yeah, but see, once it actually has it loaded, it sends it really good. I think it's pretty good actually in 720 and 1080, so not too bad. Watchable, I think. Let's close out of iTunes. And again, they've really targeted this computer as a work computer. Should we try real fast? Yeah, we'll do a real fast. I'll just fast forward for you, but we'll fire up Chrome just to see. I think Chrome is probably a little more efficient. So I'm gonna log into Chrome, see what happens. Okay, we got Chrome back up, and Chrome definitely feels a little snappier. So if we go into YouTube here. Yeah, it definitely feels snappier inside Chrome. And we're in HD right away, where Explorer didn't want that. And if we go full screen here.
And they've got this stick calibration and settings if you so choose. Camera, size, this is for like photo, SD card if you have it, if you want to format it, etc., etc. But you guys can go through a lot of this. What kind of frequency you're using. I haven't set the auto
Seems to be playing great inside here, so no worries here with YouTube playing. And again, I would be using Chrome instead of like Internet Explorer. It just seems to play better. So we'll shrink that up. That looks definitely usable. Okay, so we're gonna close all this down. We are gonna bring up here just for you guys. This is called Crystal Disk Mark. And we're gonna do a quick speed test on the internal hard drive here. And we are going to do this. So we're going to get it to test. I don't even know what it's testing. I think it's different sizes that it's going to be sending to the drive, but we'll do a full test and you guys can get a look and see the results. So here they come. So right off the bat, you're seeing read speeds popping up here, and they are a bit faster than a traditional spinning hard drive. Traditional spinnings you can get in around the 100, 120. So we're getting definitely faster, but nowhere near what I would consider actual solid state drive speeds, as solid states internal should get 600 up to 2000 megabits per second. Even on external, my externals are pulling close to 500 megabits per second. Let's see what the writes do once they get there. Yeah, that random read went all the way down. Look at that, 12 and a half. That's like USB 2 speed. Let's hope the writes are a bit faster. And I think that's why these installs are probably taking so long, because they're not necessarily going to be sequential. They're going to be a little bit more random. So that may be some of the limiter right here. All right, I think we're doing some write speeds. So write, we are getting so big files that are sequential writes at about 100. That's like spinning hard drive speed. A little faster probably than the majority of spinning hard drives. But I have a feeling we're going to start to see the speeds drop now. Another sequential write, we're getting close, just a little bit lower, not much. So our average there is fairly decent, in and around the 100, 105. First level of random writes here, pretty much identical to the read speeds, 43 to 42. So very, very close. And last but not least, let's see this last random. I wish I knew exactly what it was writing. If anybody has used this software and knows, please let me know the 4 levels. So why is it so fast at the top one and slows down as it goes through? I know the first 2 are sequential, whereas the last 2 are random, and I have a feeling it has to do with file sizes. 20. Actually, surprising, the write was faster than the read. That is a bit surprising, but basically 21, right? There it is, 21.11. Oh, 29, almost 30. There you go. There's your information, if that matters to you. It does matter to me, because especially those numbers right there, right? 100 for a solid state. It's a little on the slow side, but again, if you're using this just for work, then that's fine. Most of us can get by with a traditional spinning disc, and they aren't as fast as that. And this is a $100 PC, so you also have to remember that part, with only 4 gigs of RAM. So we know that's not fantastic. Let's do an internet test. How fast is the network? We're gonna do a speed test. Now, my internet coming into the house is about 200 megabits per second. So decent, definitely decent. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a speed test here, and we're gonna run it. Here we go. So it's not bad actually for where we are, 70. So network speed wise, decent. We're at the top floor of our house where our network is really at the bottom, so sometimes it suffers up here. The fact that got 72, that's good. So network speed I'd say is decent, and my upload is only 15, so I got 12. Yeah, that's excellent. Well done. Nothing wrong with that. Last thing that I'll do for you guys, what we're gonna just kind of speed through it, is we're gonna run this fine fella right here, which is good old Geekbench, and this is gonna be heavy on this machine. But the hope is we'll get a number at the end here, so you guys can put it up against whatever and see what it does. So we'll do this later. We're gonna run a CPU benchmark. Yep. And off it goes. I'm gonna sit back and we'll watch this. All right, so it looks like it's finished. We're getting our results. Wow, single core 209, multi-core 270. That is low. You guys want, hopefully you can see that a little closer, but those are low scores for sure. It's good to know though, right? It's good to know what this thing is pushing out. You know, I'd show you what a higher end machine, especially something that's running like even an i3, an i5, an i7, something like that, i9. Oh my gosh, like my multi-core processor puts out like 27,000 is my multi-core score. So when you see 200 and what was it, 270 versus like 27,000, that's a big difference. So the real question is it worth it? Is this worth the $119? It all depends on what you're using it for. So for me, for instance, this is really going to be used for things like testing if my video goes up okay, testing to see if something that I enter on our website is working on all the different browsers properly. So having only a Mac in our household means that I can test it in Chrome on a Mac and Safari on a Mac, but I can't test Chrome on Windows, and I can't test Microsoft, I guess it's Edge now, I keep saying Explorer, but I can't test that at all. I can do that now on a Windows machine just to make sure everything's functioning properly, which is really nice. And there are even some websites that you go to that don't function well on a Mac at all. So having that ability can be nice, even if it's a little sluggish. If this was a computer that you wanted some portability and you didn't want to spend a lot, I think this is a great setup. I think if this is going to be used more as a business tool, which is really what it's going to be used for me. So if you're going to be doing word processing on it or some spreadsheet information or anything kind of like that, I think this is all you really need for that kind of stuff nowadays. I would suggest probably getting an additional hard drive or something, because you are going to fill up that internal drive very fast, and you don't want it to fill, because once it's full, then it doesn't have the ability to cache files properly, which will slow it down even more. But if you're looking for a very, very nice, inexpensive computer, and I say inexpensive, like $100 inexpensive, then this could be an option. You know, you throw this, maybe you already have a mouse and a keyboard and a monitor, and this is all you need. Then you're off to the races. Or maybe you want some of this as like a little media center type thing. Could be good for that as well, because it definitely plays YouTube and all that really well. No issues there at all. So that's really good. So I'm gonna leave you guys there. I'm gonna put a link down below if you guys are interested in this little BMAX, because it's kind of cool, right? And for me, again, I think it'll do what I wanted it to do well. I'm also gonna leave another link for this little monitor, because this monitor continues to surprise me. I think it's fantastic. And if you are looking for a portable monitor, this little Blitzwolf 13-inch, smoking little thing. I love it. Just love it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there. Links again down below for both the BMAX and for the Blitzwolf. And that's it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video. Later, my friends.